What's up, y'all? This is an energy drink, by the way. They're from Celsius. And this is sparkling watermelon. It's supposed to be like, you know, zero sugar, but like all the good stuff, like vitamins and shit, you know? Also, lazy girl hack over here just before we get started. Isn't it crazy how like your hair could look crazy? Look, my bun is sliding to the side. And you can put earrings on and accessories and it looks like you did it on purpose. You're welcome. You're welcome. Anyway, hi. So today's video is actually a continuation of a video that I did, I don't know, last month, 2 months ago, I can't remember now. But I basically went into my collection and just did a full face of the cheapest makeup that I owned. Today's video is actually the opposite of that. I went into my collection and I dug out the most expensive shit I own. Disclaimer, I'm actually not using any palettes today. I feel like palettes are just generally more expensive anyway because you get a lot more product. So instead, I just picked out the most expensive like individual items that I own, if that makes any sense. So like an individual bronzer, an individual powder, all that shit. The only palette I have in today's video is an eyeshadow palette, and I feel like that's fair. Also, these are all the most expensive items at Sephora. Okay, so I basically opened up my Sephora app. I looked up each category individually and then sorted by highest to lowest price, and then I just scrolled until I found an item that I owned. So this is, again, all of the most expensive shit from Sephora that I already owned. There was no way I was gonna go to Sephora and like purchase a full face of the most expensive shit that they have. Now you're just talking crazy, yo. Like, anyways. Let's get started. So I just washed my face. I did put moisturizer on. Skincare don't count in this video, okay? But I'm going to start with primer. This is from Tatcha. This is the Silk Canvas Primer. You can see that it's loved. I love this primer. It is the most expensive primer that I own, and I use the hell out of this bitch because, ooh, this primer is $52, okay? This is the full-size version of it, by the way. You can get like a smaller version of it for like 22 or 25 or something like that. I actually purchased mine in the VIB sale, so if it's still going on, run, don't walk. Really, all of these items, I can tell you right now, just looking at everything that I picked out from my collection, it's worth it. But also, I'm a bougie ass bitch, so, you know, I just love this primer because it is so smoothing. It is so I feel like this is the most smoothing primer I have ever tried. Anything that you put on top of it looks just so good. It looks so smooth, so poreless, just flawless, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I even wear this primer on its own with nothing on top, no concealer. It makes my natural skin look perfected. It does also have like skincare benefits in it. I don't know what they are, but they're in there. For foundation, the most expensive one that I own is Pat McGrath. This bitch is pricey, okay? I want to say this is actually one of the most expensive foundations at Sephora, period, right behind La Mer and maybe like Tom Ford. I rarely use mine because for me, this was a collector's item. For me, Pat McGrath is, you know, it's to display. I mean, you saw, I still had it in the box. I love the box, and I actually display it on one of my vanities over here. I display shit, okay? I buy things to just have it sit there and look pretty. But I do really love this foundation. I feel like all Pat McGrath complexion products, they're just so skin-like. I mean, I'm pretty sure they named their entire line like Skin Fetish something, and it legit is, you know, Skin Fetish, because everything just looks so good on the skin. It wears really well. It looks good in pictures. It looks good in person. And I do feel like this is a foundation that really all skin types can use. I have oily skin and I love this. I do prefer to use like something mattifying or pore filling just because I do find that it does get, you know, this foundation gets pretty dewy the longer that I wear it. But also, you know, about that life, you know. And the coverage is pretty good. I mean, you can see it evened my complexion pretty well, and I only used like one pump. I don't like to use a lot of product on my face because I don't like to cover my face. I like to have a little bit more natural coverage rather than full coverage, but you can build this up and it looks amazing on the skin. I mean, you can see, you know, like it just looks healthy. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's worth it, but also I'm into shit like this, you know? Can you find a dupe for this type of foundation at the drugstore? You know what? Probably not. Maybe not at the drugstore. I think you can find a more affordable version of this foundation in the not so high-end section at Sephora. Do you know what I'm saying? I think this might be too dark too, but it's also the most expensive concealer that I own. This one was tricky though, because this is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer, and it was the most expensive item. When I looked up concealer, this was the most expensive item under concealer. So I felt like I had to use it, you know, but it's also more expensive because it's not just a concealer. I do really love this. It's like full coverage. And this might be a little dark for my under eyes right now, but it does look really good on the skin. I love this as both a foundation and a concealer, but as a foundation, I don't like to use too much of it because it can look heavy, you know? I feel like I never talk about that foundation either. I wore it a lot when I first got it, and then I just kind of fell off. I think I might have featured it in a favorites video just because, again, it does have a lot of coverage and it looks really good on the skin. It's not one of those concealers or foundations that actually looks like you need to set it, and I have oily skin. Like, I set everything, and this is one of those things that I didn't really feel like I had to set. It does have a matte finish, but it's like a natural matte. You know what I'm saying? It's not like drying looking, especially under the eyes. I don't like anything too matte under the eyes because I do have a lot of texture, you know? I have texture, I have lines, and I feel like when you have all that going on and then you put something matte over it, you look old. You do. For setting powder, this was hard, okay? I actually put in setting powder. I didn't specify loose or pressed or anything, and the most expensive one that came up was Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade Medium 2. I love this powder. Now, can you find something like this at the drugstore for a lot less? Yeah, you can. By the way, I'm going to be listing all the prices for everything in the description box because I just realized I didn't tell y'all how much anything was. This powder is the bomb, y'all. It is so skin-like. I feel like it does set down your foundation and concealer without looking like powder on the skin, but it does like make everything look airbrushed. I mean, you can see like the pores on my cheeks just disappeared, you know? I feel like it does blur all of your imperfections. It does blur like texture, pores, all that shit. It sets everything down. It doesn't move, but also it doesn't look heavy on the face, you know? It doesn't look like you just put a shit ton of matte powder on your face. It still looks skin-like. It still looks natural, and it doesn't add coverage. Do you know what I'm saying? I hate it when a pressed powder does that. I don't want coverage. I don't want it. I just want to set. Now, can you find a dupe for this at the drugstore? Yeah, probably. Will it be this skin-like? I don't know. I don't know if it will, you know? Would I pay for this again? I don't know, you know? I do feel like there are like not so high-end dupes for this. One of them being the Urban Decay pressed setting powder. I think it's the all-nighter pressed setting powder. I absolutely love that. But is that Charlotte Tilbury one good? Yeah, it's good. If you want it, buy it, because I promise you won't be disappointed. Next, for bronzer, the most expensive one that I own is from NARS. This is the Laguna bronzer. This is the matte version or whatever. I don't know if it's me. Everybody lost their shit over this bronzer. I think they lost their shit over like the shimmery one. And I don't know if it's just me, but like you can see, I'm like, you know, scrubbing my brush in there and like not that much product comes off. There's no kickback. There's not like an explosion of powder. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily like the most pigmented either, but I think that's what everybody loved about it, you know? Like, but I do really love this powder. I mean, the pigment is there, you can see it. It does look really skin-like and airbrushed on the face, and I get what the craze was about, but also you know, I feel like you can find a bronzer like this at the drugstore, one of them being the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. That bronzer is pretty much the same thing. Do I regret buying this? Not necessarily. I mean, it is a really nice bronzer. I just don't, you know, like, you don't need to spend the money on this. But it, you know, it looks good. I have no complaints. I just, you know, it's expensive. Anyway, for blush that also goes to NARS, these are the most expensive blushes I own. I actually have Deep Throat, and then I have Orgasm also. I don't think I actually went out and bought these. I'm pretty sure I got these in a BoxyCharm or through a BoxyCharm sale. So I didn't actually pay full price for these because, you know, your girl's on a budget, you know. I am going to use Deep Throat today. I do really love these blushes. Deep Throat is actually a little bit more matte than Orgasm. Orgasm has a little bit more shimmer to it. But I do feel like both looks super healthy on the face. It's like a sheen. It's not like glittery. It's not like chunky. It just looks like a sheen. I almost feel like when I wear this blush, I don't need to go in with a highlighter because it gives me kind of like that natural glow. Do you know what I'm saying? And to be completely honest, you know, highlighter is not natural. You know, like nobody really glows like that. Well, I mean, I do, but I'm greasy. You know, it's grease. It's not highlight. But I do feel like, you know, for a natural day at the office or just running errands, you could totally, you know, go with just this blush and no highlight, you know, and just look like you just woke up like that, you know. I do feel like I want to get a darker shade though, because I feel like you do have to build these up quite a bit for it to show up. Speaking of highlighter, for highlighter, this is the most expensive one that I own. And again, I'm pretty sure I didn't pay full price for this. This is from Natasha Denona. This is the All Over Glow Face and Body Shimmer in powder. This is in the shade 02 Medium. And it does look kind of dark in the pan, but it is actually not as dark on the skin. I really love this. I'm pretty sure I showed this to y'all in a favorites video just because it is like super smooth and it looks like just a sheen. I mean, do you see that? There's no chunk. I mean, you can see the difference here and here. This is actually a highlighter that I feel comfortable kind of bringing down onto the apples of my cheeks because it doesn't accentuate texture. It feels and looks so smooth and natural. And I just, you know, this I feel is totally worth the price. I'm sorry, but these highlighters is what's up, okay? I don't care what you say. I will spend big money on this. I don't care. Okay, I feel like I just need to do my brows because my eyeshadow is going to look weird if I don't do my brows. So the most expensive brow product that I own is this. And it's funny because I never use this. I feel like this is so difficult to use. I mean, I'm sure if I used it all the time, I could figure it out. This is from Benefit. This is the Brow Styler. This is in the shade... Oh, it's in the shade 3.75. Now, and it does come with like an angled, you know, brow pencil on one side. And then it comes with this like powder and applicator on the other side. I don't love this just because number one, I'm a spoolie ass bitch. Okay. I need a spoolie to do my brows. So I do find myself having to go into like my own collection and get my own spoolie out just to use this product. But I do feel like it's a good value. You do get a pencil and a powder all in one. My only thing is number one, you have to be very careful with the powder because it if you tip it will spill. You'll have powder everywhere and then wasted product, you know, and it's annoying. And then also with these angle tipped brow pencils, I feel like you can't get as precise as you normally would with a more precise pencil. Okay, let me just do my brows and I'll be right back. Oh my god, this is so intense. You know, this product is cool in that it comes with like a pencil and a powder, so you actually set down the pencil with the powder. I every time I use this, I always tell myself I'm gonna Google how to actually use it, and then I always forget and just keep living my life, you know? Like, but every time I use this, I do feel like my brows are just like mad dark, you know? This is one of those like glam brow type products, you know what I mean? This is what we're dealing with, y'all. We're here now. I can't stop there though because I'm a brow gel ass bitch. Okay, the most expensive brow gel I own is actually also from Benefit. This is the Gimme Brow in the shade number 4. I don't want to put this on right now because my brows are just enough at this point. Like, it's too much, and this is tinted, so I'm not actually going to use this, but this is the most expensive brow gel that I do own, and I love it for days where I don't want to fill in my brows, but I need them to not look so sparse. This does fill them in really nicely and gives them like a fuller look without looking like a structured brow. It just adds like fibers into your brows so they look thicker than they really are. The next thing is eyes. The most expensive eyeshadow palette I have is this. This is from Natasha Denona. This is the Sunset palette. This is just fall vibes here, y'all. And I am actually glad that I had to pull this because, you know, I'm feeling it. This stupid little palette. Let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 15 shadows, okay? 15 shadows. This stupid little palette is like $130, okay? I couldn't help myself. I just needed to know, you know? I needed to know if the formula was worth it. And you know what it is? I'm sorry, but it is. But again, I'm a makeup enthusiast. I feel like, you know, something like this is something that's only worth it if you're one of those people, you know? I collect makeup, you know? I do. I don't know why I'm like this. They do have like mini palettes of the miniature size eyeshadow pans for $25 so you can try them. And they also have full size pans like this, but they're in smaller palettes of 5 colors each that are, I think, $48. So you don't actually have to go out and pay $130 for a big ass palette like this, okay? I mean, it's not even really that big. Anyway. Okay, so y'all know how this goes. I'm gonna point, I'm gonna blend. For eyeliner, the most expensive one that I own is actually this one from Urban Decay. This isn't that expensive. It's not cheap though. I have this one in the shade Empire. It's like a plum. I do also have it in Legend, which is black. It's like the blackest black ever. But I just felt like the plum vibes, you know? I felt like a black was gonna look too harsh. I don't know. You can barely see it. I don't actually have a lot of like expensive liquid liners, so I'm not gonna put on a liquid liner today. For mascara, the most expensive mascara I own is actually Pat McGrath. This one is 30 bucks, I think, which, you know, I'm pretty sure they have others that range all the way up to like 40 some. I think the Christian Louboutin mascara is actually the most expensive mascara that they carry. For 30 bucks, I don't think this is that bad. Hear me out. I love how just soft this makes your lashes look. It does separate really nicely. It fans out your lashes. It thickens them so you get that volume and you get some length. This is like one of my favorite mascaras of all time, just because of how soft and wispy it makes your natural lashes look. I almost feel like it gives your natural lashes that like faux mink feeling, you know? Is it the most volumizing and most lengthening I've ever gotten out of a mascara? No, not really. I think the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara is actually even more lengthening and volumizing than this. But I love to layer on this mascara. I mean, I could layer this mascara on for freaking ever. And it doesn't get clumpy. It does give your lashes like a really nice curl. I would buy it again. I would pay for that mascara again. For setting spray, the most expensive one I own is actually from Too Faced, which actually isn't that expensive. I just don't really buy that many higher end sprays, I guess. This is $34, which I was kind of shocked. Now, mine is like kind of funny. It like leaks and okay, I hate this. Do you see this? It like leaks. I hate this. I don't know why mine does this. Is it broken? You know, like, ew. Anyway, I rarely ever use it because of that reason, because the spray nozzle sucks. And for it being the most expensive one that I own, what the hell? Anyway, and the last item is this. I don't really know how to apply this. I don't want to stick my finger in it and just go willy-nilly. I didn't want to go like crazy and do like the most expensive lip liner, the most expensive lipstick, liquid lipstick, lip gloss. You know, like I'm not going to do all that. Okay, I'm not going to layer on a lip liner, a lipstick, a lip gloss. You know, I'm just not going to do it. I don't know how people do that. I keep shit simple over here on my channel, okay? I'm going to put one lip product on. Okay, that's it. So what I did was I looked up just all lip products and I scrolled until I found the most expensive lip product in general that I own, and it's this stupid little thing. This is tiny. Look at this. I mean, it's heavy as fuck though. This is from Lilah B. This is the Be Memorable Divine Duo Lip and Cheek. And this is what it looks like. It's real pretty. I have never tried this. I paid damn near $50 for this. It's what, how much is it? It's $46 for this stupid little thing, okay? Like, and I'm pretty sure I swatched it and then just never used it. I don't know why, and I don't really know how to use this either. I mean, I guess I could just swatch it on my hand and see. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. I mean, it's sheer, but it's pretty. I'm actually gonna use a lip brush just because, you know, I'm not really sure about this. So let's try this, I guess. Okay, I can tell you right now, this is probably like the stupidest $50 I've ever spent. For First of all, the simple fact that I had to keep going back in with my lip brush like a million times just to cover my lips. I mean, I'm sure I could have done it faster with my finger, but it would have been very, very messy. You know, I thought the formula, I mean, it looks like super balmy in the pan, and I thought it was going to be like moisturizing and super just like supple on the lips, and it's not. It's actually like kind of dry. It's not balmy at all. It is like sheer to medium coverage type lip color, you know? Not worth $50. Like, anyway, that's it. That's all she wrote for today. Again, like I said, I will leave everything listed in the description box below with its price. Overall thoughts, you know, could I get this from a drugstore or a lower end, high end product? Probably, yeah. I could do this for so much cheaper. Items that I feel like are really worth it. Probably the primer, this foundation, just because, you know, it's Pat McGrath. Come on. And the eyeshadow palette, you know. Everything else, I think you could find a cheaper dupe at the drugstore that, you know, would probably be better. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys thought. You know, did you guys like any of these products? Do you guys feel like any of these are worth it? Let me know, you know, in the comments. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe and stay tuned. So today's video, this looks crooked. Why does this look crooked? Let me lower this a bit because I feel like we're not eye to eye here. Why is it November and it's hot? Today's video is actually gonna be, what is it gonna be? I didn't Google if I'm on Sephora. I Googled. Why do I keep saying I Googled? And I never have a mirror. Also, I realized that this foundation is actually pretty tan for me. I mean, I haven't been outside. When I Googled, you know, I need to stop. Not the most expensive, but the most expensive that I own. I feel like, you know, I've already clarified that. Do I need to keep saying that? Anyways, wait. Did I go too far? Gotta get the chins, you know. I do really love these why am I struggling? Like if you what do you call that? So I do really love that product. I actually, that's what you guys, I had 4 cups of coffee this morning, and I'm drinking an energy drink right now, and I feel like I'm my sister was so done with me this morning. Anyways, I said 5 shadows and I put 4 fingers up. Wow. So stupid. Let me get my shit together here. Oh, I just got mascara on my face. Damn it.